Uh, man. Dearly beloved, we've gathered here to say goodbye to an old friend. Orenthal James Simpson is no longer with us. And that's a shame, too, because I wanted to meet him. I had some questions about putting the man back in manhandle and maintaining, the dominant force in my relationships and stuff. You know what I mean? Not necessarily to harm, but to scare the living hell out of that white woman I want. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this thing started because it's time for doubles. Welcome to the J-Man Show here on J360 Radio. Hey, how's it going, J360 Legion? What is happening? Welcome to the J-Man Show for episode 331. I am your host, J-Man, of course. And yes, indeed, it is a Friday night special here at J360 Radio. But let me just let you all know this, right? I know that you guys were supposed to get an episode yesterday, but as of right now, I was busy working on something. Something very special for all of you guys because it's been long overdue and it's time to get started on other things in addition to J360 Radio, so it will be rolling out next week. It should be 100% by then. But yeah, I can't dive into anything deeper than that. But I will let you also know that Jams 89 is happening next Friday. So for any of you musicians out there, all who are ready and able, send your 2 tracks in the link that you would like to see grow to j360jams@gmail.com so I can get you all situated and set up so that we can go ahead and party out springtime again next Friday. Speaking of which, as I'm here right now, yes, the show is live, and I meant to tell all of you that if you guys want to engage with me anytime on any of these J360 shows, you can. I mean, right here on J360 Radio, there's a chat box right here. You can chat with me anytime you want to. You shoot the shit a little bit, a little integration here and there. I mean, not integration, a little interaction here and there. Just have a good time, you know what I mean? Especially if you're listening and, you want to go ahead and call up, you can also use the hotline 240-903-1634. And that way I can go ahead and answer some questions for you. I've been meaning to try to let you all know about this stuff because interaction is a big part of these shows. So yeah, come on ahead and hang out with us. Even when Jams is in session, yeah, it's a party, baby. That's what it's all about. If you can. Because I know some of us are busy during certain times when the show is airing and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just letting you know. Open invitation, all right? All right. By the way, so, how's life? I hope it's going good for you all, because guess what? Today is Friday, and unless you're going through something or unless you passed on, you're here with me. We made it. All right, we made it through another week. You know what I mean? April's getting all nice and wrapped up. Soon enough, it'll be, before you know it, it'll be 4th of July again. You know what I'm saying? Stuff's just going to go by quick this year. That's always what I do say, but it usually goes into practice around about this time. You're just going to be like, oh, damn, what happened? And then, soon enough, it'll be time for the J360 Monster Fest in October and all that stuff happening again. It's just like, wow, Wild, right? What a year it was. But that being said, though, reason why I asked is apparently over there in the gaming division, they're not doing so hot, because who would have thought that all those cries of a strong female lead, and you're finally getting one in Stellar Blade, and she's right there battling ass out, and everybody else is just cringing and careening and crying about it. Those that have not seen a woman before and don't know what a woman is and, always trying to please women and stuff like that. Some of the most terrible damn versions of a woman if you've ever seen. But, the thing about it is that it is a good time to be alive because that game looks actually fun. And not to mention the design of it is just stellar, like its name. And then, the girl herself, Eve, that's everything that we all been wanting. I mean, think about it. Like, not every action girl has to be Lara Croft, but we were glad that we got Lara Croft when we did, because Lara Croft came at a time where, it was awesome to be a gamer. Right now, they want to demote you for being a gamer and stuff. They want to go ahead and come up with all this extra crap for nothing. Like, I know about the EGS scores, I know about the feminists, I know about all those things, and let me just tell you this. Have you ever seen spoiled children before? They always got to have things their way. It has to be right to them. It has to be pertaining to them, even though it doesn't work like that. Because, we all live in the real world and everything is different. Life's not 100% fair, among other things. And, if you're in competition, you either win or you lose. And that's just what that is. But you see, these kind of people, they don't live in the real world. They want to go ahead and make fabrications real. They want to make it seem like, yes, everybody's a winner, but nobody's more of a winner than me. Or yes, while we want women that are, in charge, we want to make sure that we have, all the body positivity women together. We want to make sure we have all the feminists united. We want to make sure we want to have, like, lots of gay relationships instead of everybody having a relationship. We want to make sure like we have all these things in play. And you know something? There comes a time where you got to look at it and say, enough's enough. Okay? Experiment's over. It didn't work for you the last few games that you did running this stuff. It didn't work for your agenda the last few movies you tried to throw at us. It's done. Let it go. This game that's coming out, Stellar Blade, is going to be amazing because it's what you claim that people want without all of the bullshit rhetoric and guilt trips about it. You're allowed to like this game. From what I know, this whole thing is going to be pretty awesome. I'm not afraid of it at all because, it's a video game and it can't hurt me. But then again, I'm a man, right? So it wouldn't hurt me at all, according to the person that runs IGN France, who went on this whole innate tirade about how this game coming out will put women in a dangerous place and will possibly kill them. How in the hell are these people running things? Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's just as bad as Kim Belair over at Sweet Baby Inc. and the one that just got found out for Black Girl Gamers because she doesn't really have anything to address. She's just spouting rhetoric and trying to play victim and build a straw man because the grifting is so easy to do these days. Remember what I said about the grifting and remember what I said about the narcissism. These people are in charge of principal things, and the problem is they're consultancies. They're supposed to help out in terms of like what would be approachable and what would not be approachable. They're not designing these things, but some of them do hijack that too and get involved in the inner workings and mess that stuff up. Now, this isn't a game, that's going to do these things. This is a game that, once again, will take us away from real life BS, present a story, and see the circumstances that go on through a wonderful, late 30s woman. This is okay. Stellar Blade's going to be fine. I call it Stellar Booty for fun. I'm like, ooh, this got my attention all over it, baby. And the thing about it is, it's like there's nothing wrong with male gaze. There's nothing wrong with female gaze. Sex sells. And even the most ugly person in the world, if they take care of themselves well, they can attract people too. I've noticed this about a lot of people too, because, see, it can't just be one person that's miserable. It's got to be everybody that's miserable. And a lot of these people grew up miserable throughout their whole lives. So now that they're in positions of power, they try to dictate that same narrative down to other people. And I'm here to tell you that, when I'm at my lowest low or when I'm at my highest high, you don't need to feel those ways for me and stuff. I mean, give a little sympathy if you want to or whatever, but I think it's my responsibility and my duty to actually get myself together and do these things, right? You know what I mean? Get my emotions in check. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. Like, people are still really pissed off about what's going on in Arizona right now, in addition to, like, other things around here regarding abortion laws and stuff. Because, once again, what goes on with a female's body in terms of reproduction or in terms of anything has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? I don't have no control over that. But, of course, among everything else, identity politics, gender politics, it is a very, very strange time to be human in this time and in this day, because there's too many people mouthing off, giving their opinions, and trying to pass them as facts, when at the same time, citations are needed everywhere. And then at the same time, you realize this, it's getting in the way of living. You know? The name of this episode is not about Friends on the Weekend like I originally thought about it. It's not even about Gamergate. It's not even about any of that stuff that I mentioned beforehand. I'm telling you guys that stuff because of what's going on right now. But I'm also saying this. This is the party, isn't it? That's the name of this episode. This is the party. Whether you like it or not, y'all, we have to live our lives through this bullshit. There are many things that happen. Sometimes things happen with no explanation at all. Act of God, higher power, this and that. But this right here, this was definitely fabricated by mankind, or humankind, or however you feel comfortable. I'm not here to make you feel comfortable. I'm here for you to understand and know this. This was fabricated by people like you and me who want to be other people, who want to be accepted, who don't want to be accepted for what they are and stuff like that. They want you to accept the fabrication of what they could be and stuff. And you see, the thing about it is that, you know, I'm done with this nonsense, all right? Like, I see it all over in areas of the industries that I'm going into. I'm going to go into them regardless if you're there or not. I don't care about consultancies like this because, you know what? I didn't make all my products to be liked. I made all my products for various reasons. I know results may vary and all. I know exactly why I'm here. I know exactly why I do things. And you know what? Like I said before, people in jams know this. I don't give a damn if you won a Grammy. I don't give a damn if you are the most prettiest bitch alive on People magazine. It don't mean anything to me. If you are somebody worth whatever the hell your reputation is, and if you're willing to go to work, you're willing to do things, then we're going to be working together. But if you're somebody that just wants to be on merit and don't even provide services rendered or do what you're supposed to do or what we have put in a contract for you to do, get the hell out of here. You need more people like that coming into play. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything else, if you know this is becoming more agenda-driven and instead of actual gameplay services that need to be offered, you don't need to participate in this stuff. And then there comes the time where, you know, you're trying to enjoy sports and you're seeing more of this rhetoric coming out. Well, thank you for teaching me, but I'm here to watch sports. Or thank you for going on with this other stuff, but I'm here to watch a damn movie. I don't care about the main character's gender. I care about what the main character goes through. I care about, like, you know, where do we go from here? You know, if you have love loss and all that kind of stuff, well, you know what? You got two choices. You either go ahead and you fall into that nonsense or you get up and you do something about it. I'm not here to tell you that everybody's a jerk and that, you know, you don't trust people and stuff like that. No, not really. I mean, at the end of the day, my circumstances with people is probably a lot different than your circumstances with people. And the thing about it is that I keep trying. You know what I mean? I keep trying with my crew. I keep trying with people for J360 production staff. I keep trying for, like, you know, a significant other and all. I don't have time to give up. And not only that, I have nothing to lose. I'm doing great. You know, even if I had to restart from zero a few times. Or like what I told you guys about J360 TV. Because this is the party. Alright? There could be some time to enjoy the party and get down. And then there's some times where you're hosting the party and it's actual work. You know? And like, say, like, anytime you make a product out here and it provokes people, well, you know what? Sometimes it needed to get the attention, didn't it? Beautiful marketing like this. You know, I've seen a lot of people leave because of, I said, you know, such and such is kind of stupid. Or the whole plight is retarded. Or like, you know, at one time I didn't say Black Lives Matter, I said all lives matter. I stuck by that principle because you don't get to dictate what lives matter or don't. And you know, the truth is, when you knew all the grifting that was going on involved and all that stuff, and not to mention Amazon out there trying to sell t-shirts about Black Lives Matter and everything else, along with all of these other corporations and stuff, they were over there making money off of pain. But you didn't want to talk about that. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate what happened did happen to all of those unfortunate people of color. But the thing about it is, I've noticed that the conversation is not even dealing with them right now. You even have somebody in office over in Philadelphia that's trying to repeal most of those things that were helping to get addicts off the street. or substance abuse users and all. Look it up. I'm not here to lie to you. Look it up. All these things that are going on nowadays, unfortunately, this is the party we're in. And you know, if any of us could choose a universe, wouldn't we choose a perfect universe? Wouldn't we? Wouldn't we choose something that was perfect for all of us? You know, so that we didn't have so much griping, so much complaining and all? Wouldn't we all want to choose what gender we have, or what family we're born into, or like, you know, what sort of people would be in our lives that don't cause us any pain and stuff? Wouldn't we all want that? Right. But guess what? It's also not realistic. Sometimes you lose in life. Sometimes you might not be the most popular one. Be it in grade school, be it in high school, be it in anything. But there are other times you do win. There will be times where you might be a leader and you're going to have to be as unbiased as possible, and you're going to have to try to lead your people even though things are kind of in the skids or if everything's in the green. There are times where you're going to have some fun in life too to counterbalance all the bad, which is what I do. Like right now, I could be going out. I could be going to Rehoboth. I could be going to, upstate. I could be doing a lot of things. I could be going to New York having a good time, but no, I'm here having a good time here at J360 Productions and playing some Nintendo Switch because, you know, I got to get this Smash Brothers stuff under control, baby. Shoot, might start entering some tournaments, you know, just for the fun of it. But like I said, well, I just said it to you, just for the fun of it. But nobody around here seems to want to have fun anymore. And I see this crap on threads all the time, and some people in the Jam Fam, nah, I ain't gonna pick on y'all. Some other musicians out here will always talk about, man, I don't know how to feel about music anymore. I don't know how to do all this stuff. Okay, damn it, quit. Hurry up and quit. Just hurry up. All right? I made an episode about this before, but I'm going to tell you again because it seems like every week I got to come back to some more innate stuff. But nobody gives a damn whether you quit, whether you stay, whether you post on Twitter, whether you post on Threads, whether you post on Instagram, whatever. Nobody gives a damn. You either work harder and stay in the game, or you get your little ass out of here. And you take all the whining with you. And that goes for feminists, that goes for body positivity, that goes for all the rest of you other idiots out here. Those of you that are all this bullshit, like, you know, the thing about saying that you quit is an attention getter. The thing about griping on all this other stuff, it's an attention getter. But when that stuff runs out, it don't matter anymore. What merits do you stand on? You see what I'm saying? Go ahead and make that track even if nobody's going to hear it. But here's the thing. If nobody hears it, nobody hears it. You're going to get that result. But if you put something out, and you never know, it might not catch fire the first couple of weeks, whatever. But later on, it probably will. In the post game, it does matter. You know? Because there was a time where I was worried about live listens for a little bit. Then I realized the downloads outweighed the live listens. You know? And then not to mention, like, some of the people that would actually stream and listen a little bit later, those metrics matter too. So at the end of the day, like, when we're all doing this stuff, it's usually because of what somebody imposes on us. Or, like, you know, any of these outlets that we use to broadcast our material or whatever impose on us. And it's a damn shame too, right? Because, you know, people talk about normalizing things. Normalizing the life of things. Normalizing having fun with things. Normalizing enjoying things. Normalize, once again, existing. Remember a long time ago when you not having a girlfriend didn't fucking matter? Remember when you not even having a job mattered? Like, I really don't need to know about anybody's job inside and out. How you live your life and how you make your money is your business. Now, if they're not paying you according to, like, what the federal way that you should be paid is, that's a problem. Or if they're withholding pay from you from after you did an event or something like that, that's a problem. You got to think about it this way. Or like your capital is not as good as it is or should be. You got to work that out. People don't seem to understand this stuff. But I tell you guys this all the time, make your life livable. And the people that are your enemy are the ones that make your life not livable. The ones that have to add stress to it. The ones that have to keep throwing more and more stuff onto it. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of people look at it like work, and work can be whatever the hell it is because it's work. But when you're not at work, find a way to make a peace for yourself. Even when you're married, even when you got kids, find a way to make some peace for yourself and don't try to hurt anybody else. What in the hell is so hard about that, right? And I'm sure a lot of you all have information about that. I'm sure a lot of you do. Because we're all not living the same life, right? Right? Think about it. Like how it seems like everybody has a podcast, right? Not everybody's podcast is the same entirely, right? Now, of course, you got those people that talk about Marvel or X-Men 97 and all that kind of stuff. That's why I'm not talking about X-Men 97. I already said that. I'm glad that they're back in animated form, and it looks great, and I'll catch up to it a little bit later. But right off the bat, though, I'm not going to give you no review episodes and some lockdowns and all this other stuff. Why the fuck would I do that? I didn't work on it, so why the hell would I care about, why this worked and why that didn't work? It's amazing, too, because, The Walking Dead did that shit, where they would go ahead and show you the episode, and then they would have, like, a recap on it, and then talk about all the intricacies of it and stuff, where at the same time, you're like, ooh, yeah, that's okay for a little bit, but at the end of the day, why would you want me to do that? Because, like, at least 10 other motherfuckers do that shit. Go to Comic-Con every year and then talk about how they don't have any money. It's wild. But, once again, like I said, this is the party, right? So as I say that, in my whole thing, I look at that and I'm like, yeah, it's really not worth my effort about it because I didn't make it. But if I did work on something I made and wanted to go through that, yeah. Different story, right? That's what I'm talking about. If you are out there and you're a musician, and you want to quit so damn bad, then stop buying the stuff that you use to make your music. Stop getting involved in conversations about music. Music's going to change anyway. Just like filmmaking changes. I love the whole thing about filmmaking because filmmaking is my industry. And when people have to come up and talk about, I like Unreal 5. Unreal 5 is so good because I don't have to use a green screen anymore. I don't have to use other kind of lighting and all that stuff. I just think it's okay. But, AI filmmaking is going to take over anyway. I don't worry about that. Shut the fuck up, people. It's okay that technology grows. It's okay that it evolves. But you see, once again, how you make your movie is entirely up to you and how you make your movie. I know some people that went back to tape. I know some people that went back to 35mm film. God bless them. Good on them. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what you do. It's about the story that you tell. We're here in the future, and you can tell. We are here in the future, and we just got... Oh, God, what do you call it? Did we plateau? Is that what it is? The technology didn't plateau at all. That technology is going to keep going forever. If you already notice that you're behind, you're just behind. All right? But the thing about it is that, like, if you have a camera that works, the record button works, the audio comes through okay, and all the other things that you can use to make your video and whatever it is, why don't you just use that instead of worrying about every damn body else? You know? We're in the future. You got people going back and saying, like, even when I talked about O.J. Simpson passing away, there are people that were born in, like, 2000, and they talking like they were there in 1993 with me when he was actually on litigation. Like they know all that stuff that's going on. You don't know shit. Alright? Like, at the end of the day, it came back inconclusive for that case. You know? Not guilty is what the verdict was. Y'all act like you actually knew Nicole Brown Simpson and all that stuff. You didn't know shit about that. What do you think you knew about that? He wrote a book in the end that said, if I did do it. And then he tried to steal his own stuff back for Las Vegas, but that's a story for another time. But the thing about it is, it's like you talk about things that you weren't even present for, and then you got the nerve to act like you know more about this stuff than the people that were actually present for the shit. That's what's really sad. You know, it seems like every day it's always an ego stroke about, I know more about this than you do. Yeah, I had Wikipedia too, bitch. Sit down and be quiet. And that article you wrote, in that article right there, you read, I wrote it. So shut the fuck up. It's amazing, y'all. And then comes the part where now, you know, people are using like the 1950s to describe like all this stuff about abortion rights and everything. And once again, they were never born in the 1950s. You know? Like some of the boomers that probably are around here, they probably would know about it more than you do, but they're busy buying homes and all this other stuff. They living their life. Some of them boomers are living their best life. They ain't thinking about none of this stuff. You know what I mean? And they actually were about the family unit, whereas everybody else was about, you know, other things and, you know, not even giving a damn about even being in a stable household and stuff. Now, you got some that do, but a lot that don't. But when people start saying, like, oh my God, this is like the 1950s, and I know damn well that you are 30-some years old, shut the fuck up. I'm serious. See, I'm harder on my own, alright? I don't cuss around the kids because, hey, the kids might have a chance, and God knows they need a little help. Because anything that's going on nowadays, because they are being taught and or raised by people in my same age group, shit. And not to mention, you know, they probably got that Gen Z angry sibling that's trying to teach them some crap too. So like I said before, you know, double fuck. But yeah, I don't cuss around little children. And you know, when you think about it, grown folks like the boomers I talked about and all that stuff, they already crazy. They already simple as hell. Like I know, like I love my family members to death, but I know some of them out there playing with the AI stuff that's going on, right? That makes people look younger and everything. And I'm looking at this and thinking, you know, somebody's going to take you up on that offer of being a thirst trap onto you, better chill. People don't care no more, and that stuff is damn realistic too. But you see, the thing about it is, I work in media all the time, and I see that stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you know, you should know better than this. Just saying, you should know better than this. But anyway, moving forward, if you're going to be going back down the timeline to talking about things that you never had the chance to experience, really make sure you talk about it with a lot of things that did happen in those times. I mean, you're going to talk about, like, the 50s and 60s, right? Like, some of y'all went ahead and talked about the 60s, talking about, like, how people were about free love and they were about less drug use and all this other stuff. Yeah, no, man. You know what the 60s also had in it? You can talk about all the positive shit. The 60s had a lot of strife, too. And then not to mention, it had Vietnam in it. So what the hell exactly are you talking about? You know, when you either had one of two things. You either go ahead and be a hippie, or you dodging the draft, bitch. That's one of those kind of things. So I just think it's hilarious when people do that stuff. Yeah, you go ahead and you talk about those elements, but there were other elements too. You see what I'm saying? Hell, I mean, if you watch Forrest Gump, that should have taught you something. You know, it wasn't a real historical piece, but it had historical moments in it. And see, the thing about it is, we were supposed to carry forth and maintain Martin Luther King's dream, but somewhere along the line, we got lazy. Somewhere along the line, we all got too free, and we started coming up with more and more stuff against the whole ideal of togetherness because, you know, idiosyncrasies, ethnocentrism, and then not to mention xenophobia all over the place. That shit is prevalent today, and it's gotten some strength today because people don't know how to actually go about this stuff cordially, and then at the same time, don't know how to be responsible when things don't work out. And then not to mention all the grifting and all the crazy shit that goes on in living this futuristic lifestyle. You know, you look at those past years and stuff, and you always think about what shoulda, coulda, and all this other stuff. I already made an episode about this. But right now, this is the party you live in. We live in this stuff. It's kind of like when people are so angry at Joe Biden, but then you take a look at Donald Trump, and then you think about the years with Donald Trump and what got done. Not a damn thing! And I'm not saying that because, and this is funny too, because when people try to say, oh, Jay, you're Democratic. Fuck no, I'm not. Oh, Jay, you're Republican? Fuck no, I'm not. What point of fuck no, I'm not don't you understand? I'm a registered independent. I'm an asshole. And then not to mention, most people in this world cannot handle the fact that, you have no affiliation to the two-party system. Among other things. And then they got the nerve to want to dig up stuff from the past, say, they offered you this and gave you nothing. Motherfucker, I wasn't even a person then. You know what I mean? When 1986 came around, things got real. That's when things mattered. Because that's when I came to person and every damn thing else. But little did I realize I would inherit all this dumbassery. And not only that, get to share it with a bunch of other morons. But like I said, this is the party. You can't be shoulda, coulda, woulda, chewing and this and that. When at the same time, you're in this. So you got to know how to look at this and say, all right, they made mistakes and they blew it here. What are we going to do? Are we going to carry on that tradition or are we going to do something new? What are we going to do? Are we going to actually enjoy the games that we do have, or are we going to worry about these morons out here that would love to impose their belief system on us? And note, I didn't talk about religion at all in this stuff, but the thing about it is, that's a problem too in some cases. It just goes on, guys, and then at the end of the day, you wonder who's really winning things, and you know that all that stuff going on over there with Russia and Ukraine and, China supplying the weaponry and all that stuff going down. People are talking about World War III. It's like, technically we were kind of already in the shit because we can't even agree on things here in our local lands. So the funny part about it is that I was going to tell you how to make life livable, and it's just, you can. I could say you don't care about it, but you probably do most of the time when you're actively going to work and stuff like that. But in times where you need to relax or just play the instruments that you have or just, make your life livable for you, because God knows everything else out here is really stupid and self-absorbed and apathetic right now. Doesn't mean you got to turn off what's cool about you. Hell, I'm going to keep making movies. Hell, I'm going to keep drawing stuff. I'm going to keep writing. I'm going to keep playing video games. I'm going to live for me. And you should definitely live for you and your kids and all that stuff. But somewhere along the line, you listen to everybody else and you pissed it away. Some of y'all are still pissing it away. And that's not a good way to be. That's just terrible. You can't look to anywhere else to go at because there's no place to go. This is it. It'd be like me still pissed off at my mother for things, and the truth is that's as good as it's gonna be. As good as it's gonna be, and I've already handled it years ago. Or still pining for the ex, but she's not coming back. She's going to see a lot of J360 stuff flying around. Oh, hell yeah. But she ain't coming back. And I'm not looking for her to come back. I'm using that as an example for all of you out here because some of y'all complain and still pine for people that never gave you a shot. The shot is gone. Let it the fuck go. Live for you. This is the time for you. Isn't it? And don't tell anybody about that shit. Like some of y'all come out here and say, I'm living my best life for me. Why the hell would anybody want to know that? Show them. And when I mean show them, go away for a while, come back stronger, and let that be your show. Don't say nothing about anything. But that's something for y'all to grow on, and that's something for y'all to figure out. Some of y'all won't get to that depot until something real significant happens to you, and even then, you're still going to have to get through your period of blaming other people and not blaming other people. And, like, right now, I say this. Some of the most insecure motherfuckers out there are the ones that are in power right now. So I want you all to know that. And I also want you all to remember this. I'm not changing for anybody. And most people wish they could be me because it takes a lot of confidence and soul searching to actually understand what the hell you're into. But then there are people that just run with the pack and then have no identity. But we'll have to talk about that at another time. But I want you guys to enjoy your weekend. I want you to live for you. I want you to have a good time and all. And I want you to remember that all that static and noise out there is pretty much static and noise. Unless it's something really serious. Alright? This is J-Man signing off. Take care of yourselves. Peace.